Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Monday episode of Ludo Lingo, which I'm recording on no sleep. Today we are talking about how everything changes.
No.
No, we decided to talk about this. I guess this would be our discussion segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
How-
what most of them are now.
Yeah. We're talking about how kind of the paradox, I guess, how everyone wants to see specific or like a lot of change in games or enough change to make a purchase be worth it. But then at the same time, when they see a lot of change, there's always a lot of backlash and complaint. Always. Universally.
Exactly.
So it's interesting. I think obviously the two series, that would be the two things, like the two opposites would be Call of Duty and Final Fantasy.
What do you mean?
Like,
wait, if they change Call of Duty, people are going to get mad.
no, I mean, Call of Duty is the example of everyone says, it doesn't change enough for me to buy it. Nothing changes.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same game every time. And then Final Fantasy, after 10, people were saying it changed way too much, and especially 13 changed way too much.
Yeah. Pretty much. And then same as like Resident Evil.
Yeah. Would that be after 4 or 5, though?
After 4. 4 was the good one.
Last, yeah.
I don't really know that much about them. It's just that like it's kind of hard to point out who's wrong or like caring too much, because sometimes there's people that only want, oh my god, you stupid thing. This thing thinks I need to unmute my mic. Okay. Yeah. What was I even saying? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You said
neither do
it's too hard to tell, like,
I.
who's
Okay,
wrong.
yeah. Some people are always, they're like very adamant about wanting every game. It needs to keep changing every time a new one comes out. And there's some people that are like, they just want their Call of Duty. They don't want it to change. They're good with it.
Yeah.
Like, there's two completely different people. And those people, I guess, they're fine when they're not being hypocrites about it. But when there's people that mix both, like every other game, the thing I don't understand is that some people want half their games to stay the same and half of them to change. But then it's like different for everybody. So it's weird. Like I feel like it's confusing to the like developers who are looking at feedback and they see half the people want it to change, half of them don't. How are they supposed to figure out what to do? That's where I think it becomes confusing, because I don't know how they're supposed to understand who's actually right.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's harder for different types of games. Like, I was thinking about Infamous while you were saying that, and I feel like, I don't know, in an interview with some designer, I don't know what he worked on the game, but he said, like, at Sucker Punch, we could do Infamous games forever, because if you think about it, it's just a story about a random person who gets superpowers. And, like, you could do that in any area of the world with any person, and you could do it forever.
Yeah.
Like, Infamous really hasn't changed that much between the installments, but no one complains about it not changing because it's a new... Like, with story-driven games, the only thing you need to change is the settings and the characters, and then it's a whole new game. But with Call of Duty, okay, there's a single-player campaign with characters and settings, but it's irrelevant. So how do you equally change the multiplayer? How, like, Infamous changes with each iteration with different character, different... Well, I guess Infamous 1 and 2 is the same character, but you know what I mean.
That's why I've kind of gotten... I kind of get annoyed when people criticize Call of Duty just because it's not changing.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
just don't know how
can't.
they would, yeah, exactly.
If it does... Okay, I need to unmute my mic on Google because it's being insane. And it won't stop telling me.
Okay, I'll just listen to your...
No,
echoing.
I muted the other one.
Oh, okay.
There we go. What is he doing? There we go. I fixed it. Okay.
Can you please zoom in on that face?
It wouldn't stop messing up. Alright. Yeah, but people criticize Call of Duty for not changing, but they can't.
Right. Right. It's yeah. Because
then you've got other games that change too much and then people freak out. So I feel like it's just bad for the developers because they can't. How are you supposed to know when you're supposed to change a game or not without just making a completely new IP or something?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like with single player games, I think it's very easy for the developers to tell. They just do stupid things. Like, for example, Dead Space was really successful and it had a cool fan base, and it even made me, like someone who would never play a game like that, play it, and I really liked the first two. And then why would you change it? Like, you have a formula that's working, and if you want to, if you're tired of like Isaac Clarke's story and that story, then do a different character or something. But they just change like the genre. They changed the genre of the game. Really.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm trying to think. I had some other example of something that kind of. There was some series that branched out into multiple genres and it like still worked, but I don't remember what it was.
Mario.
Well, yeah, that's the obvious one. That's not what I was thinking. That's not exactly what I meant. But yeah, that works obviously. But it's okay. That's another series that like it. Nobody complains that they're never changing.
Well, because an actual Mario game
are changing.
A Mario game comes out how often? Like every 4 years, 3 years?
Yeah, I guess. Because what they do is they completely change like the core mechanics and stuff, but they just cover it in Mario so that people recognize it and buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And then like it's got like Nintendo charm. That's all it is. It's just like they keep changing the game. Same with Zelda. Like they're significantly different. One of them you're in water half the time. One of them it's all dark. One of them the day is repeating over and over again. Like they're completely different. So nobody, I don't know. I feel like in a way they do it right, but then there's a bunch of people that complain that they don't change enough because they just keep releasing the same.
With Zelda and Mario?
No, but I mean like Nintendo needs to get new IPs and they're just releasing the same.
Well, okay, maybe getting new IPs would be a cool thing, but like you can't complain about Mario and Zelda.
No, I know, but like I feel like I need to because like there's no reason to buy the Wii U except for a couple of games because they just keep redoing the exact same game.
They should have more games of the same quality.
I guess. I don't know.
The other thing that frustrates Nintendo fans too is that they actually do have a lot of IPs, they just don't use them.
Oh yeah.
Like Icarus could be a big thing.
Yeah,
and Star Fox and like if they made a legit HD space exploration game of Star Fox, like come on. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I don't know. They're weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, completely different.
I don't know. I think like with this topic, it's so easy for single player games, but so hard for multiplayer games. Because with single player games, you can use the same like skin or skeleton, I guess. You use the same skeleton, but just put a new skin on it, and then it's usually if you have a good formula that everyone likes, then it will work. Like with Infamous and Dead Space and Zelda and whatever, you could just keep doing it.
Even still, then it still gets to a point like after Infamous Second Son, maybe like I don't think we need another Infamous, and then even like after the first 3 Uncharted's, they're making another one. Maybe we didn't need another one. Like they were usually good at that. Like there was 3 Slies, then they made an extra one, but that wasn't them. There was 3 Jacks. Ratchet didn't do that.
There was 4 Jacks that they made.
Yeah, they did that. Did they do the racing one or the other one?
Oh yeah, there was 5. There's 5 Jacks.
Whatever.
But I know what you mean. There was 3 like Jacks.
But then they changed it. Made it racing.
To a racer, yeah. So actually, Uncharted PS4 is Uncharted Racing. Just
Uncharted. I don't know. That has to happen.
Just Sully's like offhand remarks while you're driving will just make the game. Whenever he spins out. God damn.
Oh, okay. Well, I think. Okay, another thing is like Pokemon. They are changing it. Yeah. Okay, I'm not. Okay, something that it's kind of happening across the entire industry, is that games are being like casualized or made easier, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big complaint that comes from a lot of people, which I
Yeah.
think is fair, because
Yeah,
that's happened to
good.
Pokemon. It's definitely easier. But I don't know. I think it just kind of depends on the series. Like, if you can't really change too much about Dark Souls. Maybe it's like games that there's nothing wrong with. You shouldn't be changing things.
That's what I've been saying. Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
That's why the most frustrating situation is with Final Fantasy, because it was so obviously a perfect formula, whereas like 7 sold like 9 million copies or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's working.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they learn. Apparently they are. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see.
15 maybe.
Yeah,
14's doing well. Like, they're doing good with that, and I kind of want to play that actually.
Yeah.
It's way different.
But I mean, I just feel like I won't feel like nostalgic Final Fantasy when I'm mashing X playing 15, because I know that's what it's going to be. But anyway.
Oh, okay. All right.
Open up a can of worms on that one. All right, so yeah, it's an interesting topic, and it's difficult to find out what's right. So yeah, that's never will. That was our discussion on how everything is changing in the world. Thanks for joining us on Ludo Lingo. Come back on Wednesday when we talk about how everyone's been leaving Sony. Just
Sony is dead.
dipping on.
It's gone.
Sony's dead. Yeah. Another discussion, segment. So yeah, we will see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.